And we're live. Welcome to episode 80 of the MailleWerX Chainmail Livestream. I still trip up on that. I need a quality intro. Alright. Let's get set up here. What a day. What a day. How was everybody else's day? I almost got everything done. I realized I gotta do one thing before I go to bed. And that will be it. I can go upstairs and we will that's what I want. There we go. Sorry, doing the share real quick. Come on, dude. Let me do the thing. Alright. There we go. Hey Claire, how you doing? Alright, what the hell was I saying? Saying something. I don't remember what. Sean White has shared your stream. Your gremlins are in bed, you think? It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? I remember those commercials in the 80s. Man, oh man. Alright. I'm looking at this, Hey Barb, how you doing? Where's my mouse? There we go. It's 3 a.m. Alright, you know. I hope you know where your kids are. Alright. I don't know. I'm looking at this piece right here of the chin strap, and it looks big. I can't explain it too well, but it looks big. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be close. None of this is perfect. A lot of it's not even really close, but, you know. We're doing the best we can with what we got. Yeah, they're in bed. Did you go check? That's funny. That's good, they're in bed. Oh my god. My dog will not stop barking at nothing. He just being a turd tonight. No, you want it to be perfect? You want it to be perfect, yeah. That's another like 80 hours I don't have to work on this. I mean, I probably could, but... Alright. Had I done it the right way, which is to, you know, map it out on a program first, I pity no room in your streaming view to have the pic you're working from up to. Yeah, no, I don't. We're okay, so that will be something we can add in the future, right? Like if I do another inlay. You know what I mean? That's another 80 hours of streaming. It is, but it's like, I do want to put an end to this project someday. Frankly, sooner rather than later, to be quite honest. I do think the hour-long streams prevent me from getting burnt out on this long-term project here, which is nice. So this has gone much quicker than I anticipated. I think that's the second to last row on that one. Why are you on a Morse Rose kick? I don't know. I don't even know how to make Morse Rose. Burnout, have a pot scrubber. That's funny. I have made one pot scrubber. Two. I've made 2 pot scrubbers. I'm not, you know, I don't want to knock anybody who makes them, but I made one for my neighbor, just because she requested I make one. She was a weird lady, but she liked my chainmail and she asked me to make her one, so I made 2 of them, just to say that I could make one. I mean, it's just a square of E4 and 1. I made mine into a diamond pattern and put a keychain on the end to kind of make it, tie it all together and give it something to let it, something that would let it hang. I think I need to do this. You haven't touched your pliers in 3 weeks? I'm sorry, Barb. Yep, you know. Hey, there have been many times when I have not been making chainmail on a regular basis. Many times. Right? And it's always like I get caught up doing something else. Right? I don't do this professionally, so there's no need for me to do it all, to make chainmail all the time. Right? So every now and then it's good to take a break. It's a good way to rejuvenate. Get your drive back, you know. If you do something too much and you find you have no drive for it, you know, something that you're supposed to enjoy, right? You definitely got to take a break. And it's one of those, you know, I don't know when the spark comes back to want to create again. But it does. It does come back. You've been feeling sick. Your doctor said that for some reason your kidneys are shutting down. That's no good. You need them kidneys. Look, Shifty. What's a break? You haven't had one in 2 years? Yeah, and having like a major health concern like that can definitely curb your creativity vibe for sure. So that's never good news. Like, I don't want to discuss your personal health, but I hope they caught it early and can save as much of your kidney function as possible. I think I need to stop there. All right. And then fill it in here a little bit. Right. All right. We'll get there. Not only do I want to mail, you want to. Not only do I want to mail, you want to mail. Kidneys are kind of important, just a little bit. They help me process beer. They first need to find the problem. make a chainmail kidney. There you go. I love you guys. See this? This here is our loops of Henley, where we process the blood and turn it into urine. Okay. A chainmail kidney, you kill me. Oh man. It's never good to have poor functioning kidneys, but it is not the end of the world. There are things they can do, and hopefully they find out what's going on with you quick. And fortunately, you have 2 of them. You guys love me too? Aw, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. Having a major health concern like that and having your drive to do anything go away is pretty normal. You would like. I know that when I have problems in general, the best thing. Oh, camera isn't on the mail? Sorry. When I have an issue, the best thing I've found is to find people who have also gone through a similar experience. And that has helped me both with PTSD and divorce. Thanks for keeping me in check there, Claire. So, I don't know exactly what you're going through, and I don't know who else is going through it as well. But I do hope they find what's going on soon, for your sake. I hope that everything turns out all right and you find your drive to make some chainmail soon. The world needs more chainmail. Not enough of it in the world. Speaking of that goal, make enough chainmail to cover the world, right? I did. Maybe do a temperature change so you can do a couple rings a day and that's all you got to do. That's a nice small goal. Those projects are always pretty cool how they come out. What the hell was I gonna say? Oh, so on Sunday, right? What I was gonna talk about yesterday before the gremlin came downstairs, and I didn't beat him for anyone concerned. He's got a PlayStation 3 in his room, and it's him and his cousin did something to the controllers. I don't know what, but they kind of go haywire every now and then, and it fell behind his shelf and changed the show he was watching, right? Like, button, it looks like someone else is controlling what's going on when his controller freaks out. I've seen it happen many times at this point. And so it fell behind the shelf. He couldn't get to it. He was just upset that his show had gotten changed. So I went up and I got him back on his show and got him back into bed. And then he was a rotten turd this morning when I was trying to get him to school. But he is okay now. Doing much better. And I made sure that his controller could not fall from anywhere tonight. So, alright. Yeah. Small meatlets or kids, or I got a few other unsavory terms for them. I love my son, I do. I love kids. But last night he was quite the monster. Long before I started streaming, and you know, then coming down and interrupting the stream like 20 minutes in. So anyway, alright, I'm gonna do this bottom row, and then we're gonna shape this chin strap a little bit because it's kind of in the right location and it's kind of the right shape, but not. I think we can do a little bit better. You love your children, but dear God, do they wind each other up? Yeah, I remember doing that, you know, with my siblings. We were pretty rowdy kids. We were always outside, though. Like, it would be illegal to let my son do what we were doing as kids at his age. Like, my parents would be arrested for child neglect with the shit we were doing. You know. Careening down very steep hills on bikes. Climbing very highly into pine trees that I had a pine tree in my front yard that was probably 60 feet, and you could go all the way up to the top, right? We jumped off the roof using like sheets as parachutes. Never worked, but we tried towels and sleeping pillowcases, sleeping bags, we had a 4-foot bike ramp. I think it was taller than we were, that we were launching ourselves off of. The fact that we're alive is pure luck. Can't let your kid do all that fun stuff anymore. We also don't have like a group of neighborhood kids here. There's a couple kids across the street, but they're real young. The neighbor kid, he's cool, but he's like 13, so he doesn't... Like, he and I and Colton sometimes go to the movies together. Hey Josh, how you doing, buddy? I take the neighbor kid to the movies just to get him out of the house, because we've all been... We haven't gone since March of last year, before everything locked down. I think our movie theater is still open. I don't know if they're showing anything. But, so, last year, we went, you know, to the movie theater, saw a couple of crappy movies, and just to get the kids out of the house for a little bit. Kids don't play the way we did. No. Hey Josh, we're talking about gremlins, chainmail kidneys, and the fact Sean is somehow still alive after his childhood. Yeah. Somehow. So I remember having a race. Okay, you know the like the standard size skateboard? Right? Then they had like the thinner, skinnier version. Well, that's all we ever had in our house, right? It was like a fishtail on one end and then like pointed, rounded off, pointy on the other. And so I had my tiny little, I think they called it like a banana board or something, right? And me and the neighbor kids would be at the top of this very, very steep hill, right? Ridiculously steep. And we'd ride, you know, we'd sit down on them and ride them down, right? Of course, the hill ends on the street I lived on, right? And my house was right here, and there was a fence. There's a fence down at the bottom of this hill across the street. So we'd come flying down this hill and try and take a corner, right? If we go left, we'd go back uphill. If we went right, we'd go downhill more. But like, it was almost impossible to take that turn without wiping out. You okay? Starting your new streaming schedule today? Nice. So you need to watch Josh's streams too? Absolutely. Your gremlins are both teenagers now? Nash skateboards? So, several times as kids, we did not make it and we plowed into the fence. But that, and, right? If you're driving a car on the road I lived on and we're passing by this hill, right, you couldn't see us coming. So, it's not that there was a lot of traffic there, but we definitely dodged a fair number of cars. The only accident that ever happened, right, was my neighbor kid's German Shepherd bit one of the other neighbor kids, right? That was like the major accident I remember happening as a kid. And he got bit pretty good. He got bit from his I don't know if it was his right or left eyebrow, but from his eyebrow all the way back across his scalp behind his ear. So that I wasn't there. I just remember them telling me, yeah, his scalp just kind of flapped over, right? So you're like a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid. What's up, Wally? How you doing, buddy? Right? And dog bites your neighbor friend, and you know, part of his skin just flops to the side. I'm sure it was quite traumatic. I just remember seeing him later with staples, patching him back together. So that was, like, we all had skin knees and every other minor injury you can think of, but no one got really hurt, surprisingly. So, but no, can't let kids do that anymore. Used to skate the West Hills of Portland, steep switchbacks from the top of the hill, where your friend lived, down to the downtown area. You've wrecked so many times on that hill? Yeah. I cannot ride a skateboard. I can sit down on one. Well, not anymore, but when I was small, I could sit down on one and scoot around. I skied my whole childhood. And so having both feet side by side instead of like this on a skateboard, right? I never could do it. I never could adapt. I can't ride a snowboard either. I have tried. Skin knees, bumps and bruises. Yeah, pretty much all the time. And these were the kids, like, I grew up with them for several years. We all lived in the same neighborhood. We all had chicken pox together. You know? I think I was the first one to move away. My parents got divorced and my dad got remarried. And we moved to a much bigger house because we had two stepsisters. Actually pulled a Superman into the back of a parked car once. Hit a rock in the road with your tire and your board stopped dead. You flew about 15 feet and splatted like a bug on a windshield. Yeah. That sounds painful. Like, I'm trying to think about that today. What any of those injuries would do to me today. I'd be out for a week. Get a skin knee today. What the heck is that, you know? Fall 8 feet from a tree and land, you know, on my back. Nah, I'm not getting up from that. Gotta go check on dinner. Used to go downhill and launch our bikes off ramps. You smash into the teacher's car and smash your window with your head. Did you get a good grade in that class? All right. Let's do a progress check. It's the part I want to show. How do I make it show more? I don't know. I'll just wear it there. All right. So that's the chin strap. And I still have to add, if you look real close, you can see I don't know, it's like where the lacing goes through the strap right there. On an old school helmet, I think that would be lacing. I don't know what else it would be. But I still have to put those in, which will make it look like a chin strap a whole lot more. But the shape is wrong. And we're gonna try and fix that a little bit. You got into so much shit? Yeah. You were 8? Yeah. We used to plow into the fence in my front yard on bikes and skateboards, trying to go as fast as we could down this hill and then hook a right to go more downhill, and we didn't always make the turn and hit the sidewalk and then the fence, and you know, it wasn't like a fence for a yard, it was a decorative fence. So how to explain this? There's like 2 fence posts and then 2 or 3 beams across, and you can slide a beam out and pull it, pop it out on one end and then remove it completely. we'd hit that and we'd knock a beam off or two, and we'd put it back together and do it again. Alright. This right here clearly needs to come out. I had one friend, he at a really, really young age, began huffing gas. Pretty sure he got some intense brain damage from that, as the last time I saw him, he had no idea, no recollection of me. And he just kind of had this, you know, look about him. Yeah. His brother was a very bad influence on him. Okay. Let's have a look-see and see what I got right. Kind of think this end is okay-ish. Alright, hang on, I gotta stand up. Visualize what I'm trying to do here. Well, I mean, it's okay. 1, 2. Alright, first up, we're going to replace those 3 rings starting here. Kind of look at it and figure out what needs to change. So yeah, childhood was interesting. I can't let my kid do any of that. He doesn't want to. He wants to play Fortnite. Fortnite is all I hear about. And then he comes home, and it's like, okay, when I get home, I'm gonna go play Fortnite right away. And it's like, no, you gotta feed the dogs, you gotta let them out. You gotta clean up your lunchbox and your coat and all that crap. All the stuff you brought home from school that you went outside and played in the snow has gotta dry out. So that needs to happen first. Oh man, why do I gotta do everything? You know? Then he gets on with his friends playing Fortnite. Bro, join me in the lobby. Bro, guys, come on. Guys, join me in the lobby. I don't want to play this game anymore. There's no killing people while they're building. It's like, dude, it's a game about killing people. Why am I even letting you play this? Among other questions. Why? Oh, because I'd probably be arrested and thrown in jail for child neglect. That's the whole point of my story. They don't let kids do that here in the States anymore. I'm not sure it's depending on where you live, but okay. That looks a little better. It really starts about trying to get him to learn how to ride a bike. But 9 months out of the year, the weather's terrible here. So it's like, I think this year I'll be able to get my bike done. It's kind of sad we had some good times. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with him not jumping off the roof. I don't, we could climb up the back patio cover and get onto the roof and then jump off the front into the yard. That's, what's that, like a 12-foot drop maybe? Couldn't do it off the side of the house. That was way too high. It's probably like 16 feet. Maybe more, because the side of the house sloped away. But the front of the house, probably 10, 12 feet. Jumping off, trying to figure out what best works as a parachute. Fortunately here, my roofs are quite high. Remember one time your dad and siblings were playing baseball and your dad hit the ball and got your sister dead center on her forehead? Oh man. It lumped the size of a golf ball for almost 2 weeks. Yes, it's Chainmail, Exodia. How you doing tonight? Got someone hanging out on Twitch. That's awesome. Thanks for being here. We're making a Raiders flag. It's coming along. There. I am doing all right. Getting some work done. Trying to anyway. Looks good, thank you. It was a lot smaller when I started, and well, it was originally going to be a lot smaller, and then when I started getting all the elements of his face put together, it became much bigger. So now we're trying to get this chin strap to the right shape. And then we'll work on the sabers and then finish off everything in black and call it a day, I think. You know, a couple months from now. You like try that? You don't have the right finger movement? Well, there are multiple resources to help get you started, should you ever choose to do so. There's several large chainmail groups on Facebook, several chainmail forums, many YouTube tutorials. These rings, right, are made by a company in Canada called the ringlord.com. You do blacksmithing, so you don't think you could do this? No, it's not that hard. Like, if you start out, the learning curve is like this, right? Like, takes a lot to get started, and then once you're there, with the first couple of weaves, you're good to go. So, now if you're a blacksmith, you could probably just go make some rings out in the shop, and most people make a coil and then cut them up, cut the coil up into rings. And I started with galvanized steel fence wire, which I don't recommend, but it is, you know, something to start out with. And within a couple tutorials, you know, I've seen people go from not knowing what chainmail is to making really high-end stuff fairly quickly. Do I make jackets and such? I've made a couple shirts. And I have a commission for a coat right now. So that's coming. I gotta finish working out the details of that one with the guy who wants it. So, and I didn't have my phone for the last week, so I haven't been able to get a hold of him. One of my viewers on Facebook says, make your own riveted rings if you're a blacksmith. That would be awesome too. There's a group just for riveted chainmail on Facebook. Oh wow, what did I do here? Like it's my first time. First time making chainmail. Let me clarify that statement. You did JPL 5 as a starting weave, Claire? That's nuts. I've never done JPL 5. They're very cool weaves. Yeah, that's because the thing is being shown is cool. Well, thank you. This is an inlay. It's where you take different. There's the entire rainbow of anodized aluminum rings, right? And the black here is anodized aluminum, and then the silver stuff is just regular aluminum. And aluminum, niobium, titanium, I think that's it. They all anodize so that you can add color. And of course the anodization is just a small layer on top of the metal. Alright, Barb, have a good night. To add some color to it. So it's good for things like static pieces that hang on the wall, costume jewelry. A lot of people make, you know, bracelets and necklaces out of it. I don't recommend making a wallet chain out of it or anything, but some people do. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do with chainmail. Anything you can put your mind to. Like, for example, this chainmail wine bottle holster I just completed. I think it's the only one ever made. I don't know for sure. But, like, there's no pattern for this. It's just one of those things that if you have some experience in something, you can experiment and maybe you'll end up with something cool. So, but now this is I'm getting a line, well, too much. I don't know if it is too much though. Sorry, I gotta look at this and figure out where I'm at. Like, cause that's gotta have a whole piece in here. Right, and then another one down here. That's kinda right. This is, you know, if I just add a little bit more here, maybe it'll curve out a little bit. Maybe. Or if I took a whole row, no, if I took a whole row away around the edge, we'd lose the space to put in where this lacing goes through. So I'm hoping I'm making the right decision. This is going to be a pain in the butt to undo. We'll see. Alright. it's one of the many things I love about chainmail is the fact that many people have gotten started and they've just taken off. You know? And they've done really well. Doing stuff more complicated than anything I've ever made. It's a nice thing that there's a nice big chainmail community that has a lot of support in it. A lot of resources. Which includes a bunch of the people in my awesome chat right now. Where am I at here? Oh. We can round out the bottom of this and then kind of make this look a little more shaped properly. I think we'll have it. And then add that little lacing pieces and then we'll be off. Do the sabers, and it's gonna be a good day when we get to that. That was one of the things very early on that I put up a mental block in my head about, right? Thinking, oh, I can't work on that piece because I don't know how to do this part. I don't know how I would make this piece of the inlay or whatever. Jump the ring every time. So it's nice. It's nice that I am completing something I couldn't do 15 years ago. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:50. Damn. All right, we might get to the shape of this tonight. Alright, how's that looking? I don't know. We need more up top here. One of the things that throws you off is that the light is all coming this way. The shape's not quite seeing, you know, how it looks hanging. I don't know. can see a couple areas for that have room for improvement, but all right, there we go. Turn Frank back on. Frank likes to be turned on. This guy right here. Man, I got so sidetracked. So, one of the things that I did this weekend was a massive website update, and I'm almost done. And once I'm done, we will have a whole new MailleWerX.com store, right? The products are still the same. Haven't had a chance to work on any new designs or implement any new projects or products rather, but you know, sometimes you go to a store's website and some of their stuff is kind of hidden, so this helps to bring everything out to the forefront, I think, a little bit better. So I will be happy when I'm done with that. And then that's one of several upgrades to the website that I gotta do. Because the idea, I do organic marketing, right? For my store. All word of mouth and social media shares. Right? And so I need more search engine optimization for my store. That's what I got to work on next, is to get it all search engine optimized, which there's a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on it. Sweet on the website update? Yeah, no, it's looking good. I like how it looks. I think it looks better than the old one. I mean, the old one's still up. I changed a few things. But then just decided to redo the whole thing. So yeah, hopefully I'll finish that this week. I gotta go through and make sure all the buttons link to the right place, right? That's the important part. So hopefully, you know, when people come to the store, they know exactly what the store's about. Hopefully the images are big enough so that people can, I know on the website I currently have, how the website currently is, I know that on mobile and on desktop, right, the images were not big enough, and now they almost take up the whole screen, which is, I think, a good thing, so that people can actually see instead of just reading the description, you know. It's like, okay, here, many of the people here will know exactly what I'm talking about. Probably everyone. You know when someone posts online and they say, hey, is this JPL? And it's all fuzzy and looks like shit, right? That's kind of how my website is, right? Hey, this is Dragon Scale, and you got to squint and you can kind of see it a little bit, and it's like, is it? Are you sure? So Hopefully. Hopefully the website will look much better soon. Oh, I thought that was the opening. That was not. Alright, so this is like a bean shape, right? If you've ever made a bean in Chainmail on an inlay, I should have found like a cross-stitch bean pattern. Maybe that would have done it. I really could have nailed it. That's kind of the shape this is taken, and I'm okay with that because that kind of looks like a kidney bean. Yeah. So I think how things are going to go moving forward is that get the website update done, right? Then I will finish the app, and then I will do the SEO, and then we will be back to designing newer products. All right, you can't see that. What's going on here? I mean, maybe if I do this instead. I think that's a good plan for moving forward, right? I want to get stuff done and get back to designing as quick as possible. So oh, how's that? That's a little better. Uh-oh. Am I still up? Can you still see me? Alright, let's take care of this down here.
The setting could hardly be more perfect. New eyes, new vision for the world. An unparalleled blending of science and art.
Often it is difficult for a person to control a complicated sound synthesizer quickly enough. A computer can take over much of this control work and do it more quickly and accurately than a human being.
And all this has been just the beginning.
You're about to go make a batch of Texas Twinkie egg rolls. All right, Josh, have a good night. You can still see me? Good. I don't know why it just froze for a second. Texas Twinkie egg rolls. You'll have to explain to me what those are. I have no idea. And I lived in Texas for some time. I never got the... what do you call it? Like, I'm from Idaho, right? There's nothing, it's not that there's not anything to be proud of in Idaho. You know how people are proud of where they're from? Right? Like, we don't do that in Idaho. A lot of great stuff up there. But I was never like, oh, I'm proud to be an Idahoan. The way some people are about Texas. Don't get me wrong, I love Texas. A lot of really awesome stuff going on in Texas. Not Austin or Houston, right? But in other places. Like the Texas Renaissance Festival. And wow, I just screwed that whole batch of rings over. There we go. Jalapeno stuffed with a mix of cream cheese, cheddar cheese, fried, tri-tip bacon, and green onion wrapped in an egg roll, wrapped and fried. That sounds amazing, dude. Oh, my heart hurts just thinking about eating that. Kinda makes me want it more. I haven't had my phone for the past week, so I missed out on a bunch of stuff. I guess there was a big snowstorm down in Texas. Right? I finally got my phone back today. Right? And I get back on there and everybody's complaining about, you know, the freeze in Texas, which I know Sarah's not here tonight. Alright, have a good night, Josh. And so I'm wondering if she's out of power or if, I'm wondering how she is doing. I know a lot of people are still affected by the outages down there, which sucks. I spent 2 weeks down in Louisiana without power after Hurricane Rita and Katrina hit Louisiana back to back in 2004. No, 2005. And not all of Texas is like Louisiana, but enough of it is. I think it's fair to compare them. I would not want to be without power down there, especially when it's freezing. It's got to be the worst part. Because there's no like the cities have no way to manage cold weather.
These aren't kid gloves, Mr. Valley.
They don't, they don't get it often enough. So I'm hoping everyone's doing okay. I will be online checking on them now that I got my phone back, and here's the fun part. I got my son's tablet fixed. He had jacked the charge port. Jacked it up pretty good, so I had to pay well over what the tablet was worth to get it to where I can get the videos that he had on there off. So now I have access to these videos they're fun little videos that he took of himself, and a lot of them are just him making, nonsense sounds or whatever. But some are like he's pretending to be a YouTube star in one of the YouTube videos that he watches. And in some he swears. Anyway, they were fun when I watched them, and then he screwed up the port on the tablet, and I had to pay a good amount to get it fixed. What is this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not responsible for the music anymore. All right. Okay. I'm not quite happy with the end of this here, right? But this gives us enough room. to put in where this lacing goes, right in here. We'll see. I think it's the right size and shape-ish. All right, here, right? Everything except the tail end there. Right in here. Gotta figure out what's going on there, because it doesn't look quite right. Otherwise, then we gotta bring this edge up a little bit. I don't know. I think I gotta undo everything I just spent the last 10 minutes doing. Right. Let's see. But there it is for right now. It's a pretty big piece. Significantly larger than I ever intended. Alright. Yeah, and that doesn't... There we go. I like the way it hangs. It's gonna look nice once it's done. So, chin strap, and then we got this curve up here that we gotta fix. Then we can move on to the sabers. So, we're getting there. 1 hour at a time. Gonna do, hopefully, okay, tomorrow hopefully we'll be able to break it up a little bit and work on something other than this inlay. I know I have a bunch of projects laying around. Here's the amazing thing, right? Like, we were hitting the ends of this, there's the bright aluminum that I got, and then I got just the regular aluminum, right? And I guess they don't offer the regular aluminum. And this is like super dirty stuff, but it does provide a minimal color contrast between the face and the helmet. And it worked well enough, you know, for me to be happy with my decision to use really dirty aluminum. Like, I don't know if you can see, it's not much. But we were running out and I didn't have any more, right? And we're pretty much done with the chin strap, right? And we have all of this left over. We made it. Which I was quite worried we weren't going to do. So, we don't have to use the bright aluminum rings to finish off the chin strap of the helmet there. That is a bronze ring, not an aluminum one. Not even the right size, so I don't know what it's doing in here. Alright guys, I want to thank everyone for hanging out. I do appreciate you being here. It does help the time go by a lot faster. And it definitely gives me, you know, a lot of enjoyment talking to you all and getting to know you. So, thanks for all the comments and all the engagement. Be sure to check out MailleWerX for all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. Everyone needs chainmail themed apparel and accessories. They don't know it, but they do. Tell your friends and family how awesome chainmail is. And we will make chainmail a global phenomenon. But I can't do it